prophecies of Muhammad. Muhammad is not prophesied as a true prophet of the Bible.
Upon a very close scrutiny of the alleged references to Muhammad in the Bible as a prophet, they absolutely have no relation to the prophet of Muhammad, nor prophesy his coming.
Yes. Is Muhammad an Israelite? No. Bingo. You've got a problem there. So there cannot be Muhammad.
I have read the Bible through many times. And others such as I have read it many more times, much more educated than I could ever be, understanding both Hebrew and Greek. Muhammad is not mentioned in the Old Testament.
Muhammad is God's true messenger. That's a joke.
Song of Solomon chapter 5 verse number 10 up to 16, and I know Dr. White loves Song of Solomon, so I brought this as a present for him. Verse number 10, the daughters are asked about their beloved, the daughters of Jerusalem, who classical Jews interpreted to represent the believing Israelites at that time. They're asked about the description of this person, and this is how they reply. My beloved is white and red, the chief amongst 10,000. His head is as the most fine gold, his locks are wavy and black as a raven in English. Only thing is, the same word for raven can be translated as Arab. What a big coincidence. You get more and more descriptions, and then you come to verse number 16, the most beautiful. His mouth is most sweet, yeah, he is wholly desirable. Of course we know this person is desirable. Moses foretold him. First Maccabees is still expecting him. Dead Sea Scrolls are still expecting this prophet like Moses. New Testament is still waiting for him. 7th century Arabic sources are still waiting for him. Yes, he is wholly desirable. In fact, the description matches Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, to a T. My beloved is white and red. It's narrated in the authentic traditions that Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him's title was Habibullah, beloved of Allah. In Hadith number 6 of Shama'il Tirmidhi, we know that Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, skin color was white with redness in it. His hair was black and wavy, and he was an Arab. Chief amongst 10,000. You go to the biographies of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and you know that his followers were 10,000 men when they went to Fatih Makkah, opening of Mecca, when they came to be victorious over the persecutors, like Moses was victorious over Pharaoh. In fact, Deuteronomy chapter 33 even references this, but I'll get to that if I get time. The interesting thing about verse number 16 is, in Hebrew, it reads like this: Hikko mamtekim vikullu Muhammadim. In Hebrew, the suffix plural im is a plural of attributes, and this could be translated as, his mouth is most sweet, yeah, he is Muhammad. Now, before Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, turned up, Jews could have seen this as just a description, just as a word. But as soon as he turned up and claimed to be a prophet, and these physical descriptions matched the descriptions in this, and he was a chief amongst 10,000 and he was an Arab, they would then see that God had left a clue of his name in the actual text, and from that time on, this should be recognized as a name. Dr. White, I challenge you, show me one place anywhere in the Bible where the word Muhammadim appears. It appears uniquely in Song of Songs chapter 5 number 16. I've got the quotations for the Hebrew, none of them read the same. All Dr. White is doing is looking for words that come from the same root word and trying to say, look, the same words here. But Dr. White, do you not know we can do that with David's name too? Shall I start quoting David's name in Ezekiel 23? The context will look kind of ridiculous. And also another thing to show everybody that Song of Songs chapter 5 verse number 16 is unique. Every other passage that the Christians claim that Muhammad is found, if you translate it into a name, the sentence doesn't make sense. In this one passage, the sentence still makes sense. Another coincidence. Dr. White hasn't mentioned anything about the description. I don't think he can refute the fact that the word raven could be treated as Arab. And then Dr. White mentions, oh, lilies, that must refute balsam. But actually, is there another coincidence that in Genesis chapter 37, the Ishmaelites are carrying balsam? Whoa. Then in Psalms 84, Baca Valley is mentioned. Why is it called Baca? Because of balsam trees. And what's the name, ancient name of Makkah? Baca. Is Makkah Valley? Yes, it is. Also in this place, people do pilgrimage in this Baca Valley where the balsam trees grow. Psalms 84. Which place is named Baca is a valley where people do pilgrimage. And also according to the Septuagint, in Psalms 84 verse number 6, it says, here the lawgiver shall give blessings. Who is the lawgiver that came in the valley of Baca? Maybe Dr. White can tell us. It sure wasn't Jesus. And also that corresponds to Deuteronomy chapter 33, where it mentions somebody who's going to come in the land of Paran with 10,000 saints and a fiery law in his right hand. And do you remember Song of Solomon chapter 5, chief amongst 10,000? When you put it together, I tell you straight that the prophecies I've quoted about Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, are much more clearer than the prophecies that Christians point to about Jesus. It's much... You like to laugh, but I think you should read Hosea 11. So, also, Dr. White says that the word Muhammadin is an adjective, but can't adjectives be named? What's your name? Dr. White? White's an adjective, so why don't you delete your name, Dr. White, if an adjective can't be a name? Moreover, it's not even an adjective. Go to the Strong's Concordance, it's a masculine noun. Tell me somebody historically whose skin color was white and red, whose hair was black and wavy as an Arab. I remind Dr. White, please tell us if the word raven can be translated as Arab. Chief amongst 10,000. His name is in the text. Dr. White pronounces it in such a way that it sounds like, yo, this can't be Muhammad. Let's hear a rabbi recite and ask yourself, why did God put this in the text?
חיכו ממתקים וחולו מחמדים זה דודי וזרעי בנות ירושלים חיכו ממתקים וחולו מחמדים וחולו מחמדים וחולו מחמדים וחולו מחמדים.
I did not take Song of Solomon out of context. Dr. White keeps saying it's talking about Solomon. I've got a source that mentions that Jews seen it as a future person. Also, how can it be talking about Solomon when, according to Jews and according to even Muslims, Solomon was one of the most powerful people in his time? Yet, if this is one of his women, what does this mean? Making their rounds in the city, the sentinels found me, they beat me, they wounded me. Can you imagine King Solomon, the most powerful on earth's wife, getting beaten up? No, there's a lot of stuff that indicated to people this is talking about a future person. I mentioned the description in Song of Solomon. Remember, nobody tonight told me that Muhammad, peace be upon him, skin color wasn't white and red. His hair wasn't black and wavy. The word Arab is not there in the text. The fact that he's a chief amongst 10,000 and the name is in the text. If you were going to spell Muhammad, it's there in the text and it does not appear in the same form anywhere. Also, the balsam trees is mentioned in Psalms 84, the valley of Baca, an ancient name for Makkah where people do pilgrimage, where according to the Septuagint, a lawgiver shall come. Dr. White pronounces it in such a way that it sounds like, yo, this can't be Muhammad.
Mahmadim.
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 Must not read Hebrew.
Here is the famous SDL translation tool, which includes a professional human translation as well as an online translation. We're going to copy our Hebrew word of the Song of Songs directly from the Jewish site. It's the same site where you can hear the rabbi reading the verse in Hebrew. All links are in the description. So, we're going to copy the word and paste it, and ask, please translate. Are they going to translate the meaning of the name of that person? As the Bible translators did. Which is the praised and the lovely one, or are they going to keep the name as it is? Well, see it yourself. Here is the World Lingo Translator. The result is the same. It's Muhammad.
We have
no right. You have no right to translate names of people. Anybody. Your name should be retained. Mr. Black is Mr. Black, though he's white. You have no right to translate names of people. But they have been doing that. Muhammad they translated as altogether lovely. But the word Muhammad is there in the Hebrew language. The word Muhammad is there in the Hebrew language.
I will tell you a story from my own personal experience. Years ago, I used to spend every Sunday afternoon in a place called Speaker's Corner. And in my years down there, I got to know a Jewish rabbi. He was a very nice man, he used to listen to me, and he was always very polite and talked about Islam in a very nice way. And one day during one of our conversations after some years, I thought that it was about time I should invite him to Islam. So I said to him, you know, my friend, we have been talking now for many years, and even you have admitted to me that Muhammad is a prophet. So why then do you not embrace Islam? He said to me, we Jews, we never change our religion. I said, but half of the rabbis of Medina became Muslim. He said, that is true, but still, we Jews never change our religion. I thought, what can I say to him? He looked at me and said, listen to me, my friend. God sent to us a prophet Moses, and we didn't even listen to him. Do you think we're going to listen to another prophet after him? From another tribe? From another people? When he said that, I had nothing left to say. He knew that Muhammad was a prophet.
Here's the Song of Songs 5:16, and how it is read by a rabbi from a Hebrew Jewish site. Please notice, the im in Hebrew is a plural of respect.
חיכו ממתקים וחולו מחמדים, זה דודי וזרעי בנות ירושלים. חיכו ממתקים וחולו מחמדים, זה דודי וזרעי בנות ירושלים.
We are coming out from the darkness. There are no other gods but God, and Muhammad is his messenger. Let the world hear.
חיכו ממתקים וחולו מחמדים, זה דודי וזרעי בנות ירושלים. חיכו ממתקים וחולו מחמדים. חיכו ממתקים וחולו מחמדים, זה דודי וזרעי בנות ירושלים. חיכו ממתקים וחולו מחמדים, זה דודי וזרעי בנות ירושלים. חיכו ממתקים וחולו מחמדים, זה דודי וזרעי בנות ירושלים. חיכו ממתקים וחולו מחמדים, זה דודי וזרעי בנות